Here we are, draft day. We are 12 minutes from go time. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try a new feature out for you where the camera will focus where my mouse goes because I've got multiple screens up. And I want you to be able to see the draft and my spreadsheet that I've made with all of the people that I've got listed and their rankings. So we've got 12 minutes. I just want to walk you through this for a little bit. So here we go. Here's the draft client from NFL.com, and we're going to have a whole bunch of people jumping in here in just a minute. This is my main league that I play with all my buddies and my family. And then over here is my my spreadsheet with all of my rankings of all the players for this year. So hopefully you get some benefit from this. I'm going to go ahead and talk you through everything that I'm doing. There will be times where I'm not talking, and I'll try to fast forward through those times so that it's not quite as dull. But hopefully this helps you. I want you to be able to see a live draft and actually learn how to draft successfully and with your own picks rather than what NFL.com says or what Yahoo says. Because as you can see, I'll show you an example of why you don't want to use that. So if we come over here to the draft list, Spencer Ware in a preseason game tore his ACL and his MCL. You can see he's still listed right here as number 27. Someone's going to draft him. There's always going to be one or two auto drafters generally. He's going to get drafted and he's out for the season. If you didn't have your own spreadsheet, you might be tempted to pick him up because you don't already have a list of players that you want to pick. So that's a really good reason as to why you want to make sure you've got your own list, because these rankings that they have here are based on what mock drafters and live drafters are doing. And if people just aren't paying attention and don't know, they're not going to be able to make those adjustments. So, all right, I will go ahead and we'll fast forward up through the next 9 minutes. All right, here we go. Draft is 40 seconds away from starting. Okay, so I'll show you how the spreadsheet works real quick. You can see if I put an X in the box, of course I chose the one that doesn't work. Put an X in the box, here, let me fix this one. Okay, here we go. If I put an X in the box, it turns red. If I put a Y in the box, it turns green. So that's how I'm going to be drafting. And we're off. It's my turn. So we had Le'Veon Bell, David Johnson off. I am going to go ahead and start with a wide receiver. Julio Jones. Julio. All right. So I just track who's been taken over here, and we'll watch how the draft proceeds. There we go. Antonio Brown, yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's see. There goes LaShawn McCoy, Mike Evans, Odell Beckham. The reason I didn't pick up Odell is he injured himself. And Julio, I believe, is just about the same skill level. All right, let's see. We got Zach here on the clock. Mr. Lamb. Melvin Gordon, good choice. So how this generally works is I pick by tier. You see how everything is separated by dark black lines. And so what I do is I tier them so that when it comes to be my turn, I can say, all right, I've got a second tier running back. Darn it, DeMarco Murray is who I wanted. Or I have a fourth tier wide receiver. So then in my brain, I know even though both players may be good, my second tier players generally are better, and so I will almost always yield to what the tiering status is on there. So AJ Green's gone, Jordan Howard. No one's taken Ezekiel Elliott yet, and that's because he's got his court case that no one trusts yet. Oh, there he goes. Someone just took Ezekiel Elliott. That was, yeah, there we go. There goes Ezekiel, Jordy Nelson, Jay Ajayi. So almost always I will take a running back, wide receiver in the first 3 or 4 rounds. Oh, wow. Aaron Rodgers came off quick. That's my buddy. He's a huge Green Bay Packers fan, so that's not surprising. All right, let's see. Michael Thomas. So right now, almost all of my second and third tiers are gone, or all my second tiers from wide receiver. I still might take a third tier running back here because I don't want to get stuck with no running backs that are solid. There goes Marshawn Lynch. I love it when that kind of thing happens because he's so far down on my list. You can see my spreadsheet's messed up there. Demaryius Thomas. That I'm glad someone took him that early so that I didn't have to lose any of the other players that I wanted earlier on. All right, here we go.
Your team is now
Todd Gurley. That's who I was going to take. All right, so, gosh. I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going to take Lamar Miller. Yeah, I'm going to take Lamar Miller so that I can give myself a running back. There goes Des Bryant. I know that was a tough choice. I could have gone second tier wide receiver or fourth tier running back.
Your team is now on the clock.
I may kick myself in the future for that choice. So T.Y. Hilton's gone, and Leonard Fournette, and Brandon Cooks. All right. At this point, I've got 2 really solid players. I'm still going to stick with a running back or a wide receiver. I'm going to go with Doug Baldwin. Because he was next on my list here. And I mismarked these. Let me go back and fix that. Lamar Miller and Doug Baldwin are mine. So, ooh, there goes Kareem Hunt. He was in the reason all these spreadsheet things are mixed up is because I just redid on my list this morning, rearranged them. I must have copied and pasted incorrectly. Kareem Hunt is actually replacing Spencer Ware. He's a rookie, and that's pretty high for a rookie. But on that team, the Chiefs, he really could do really, really well. So I don't think that's a bad choice at all. C.J. Anderson. And Amari Cooper. and Thielen. Devontae Adams. And Amari Cooper. I don't even have Thielen on my list. I don't care for the guy. But other people can take him if they want. See, third round is the absolutely, or fourth round is the absolute earliest I would ever take a quarterback. If Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers were still on the list, Tom Brady is still here, but I don't think I'm gonna throw any picks at him this early. But I do want to get another solid running back. Carlos Hyde is still available, which is probably going to be my next pick, as long as he's still available. Here's the draft list. Tom Brady just got picked up. Okay. All right. There goes Keenan Allen. Drew Brees. Man, these quarterbacks are going quick. Dang it, there goes Carlos Hyde. Bummer, that would have been a really good late pickup. I might have to go with, gosh, I don't want to take a third wide receiver this early, but there are so many good wide receivers still available. And not as many good. Wow. The Seahawks defense already went. Holy cow. Jeez, that's early for a defense. My favorite team of all time. I was hoping to pick up their D, but I am not going that early, so they can have them. So next on my list, I've got Allen Robinson and Terrell Pryor and Tyreek Hill for my wide receivers. My next available running back is Bilal Powell, and he's not even on this list yet. He's not even in the top chunk, 20 people that are on this list. So what that says to me is that he's probably going to be available in the next round as well. So if I take one of my guys that's at the top of my list right now, even if it's a wide receiver, I can get a higher ranked player on my list without having to sacrifice them for a position I need. And so what I'll do is I'll look through the rankings here, because a lot of people just pick by NFL rank or by the rank that the source is providing. That's why I don't do that, because what this list does is it allows me to kind of see how late I can wait to pick up really good players. So right now, obviously, Tyreek Hill is going to come off the board sooner than a lot of other players. So, and he is near the top of my list. Oh, Alshon Jeffrey and Martavis Bryant. Those are two good choices. A little early for both of them, I think. But they're at my roster, so they can have them. And I always want to make sure not to overdraft certain teams, too.
Your team is now on the clock.
And there goes Allen Robinson. So I've got Terrell Pryor and Tyreek Hill. These two players are both so good. I've got Pryor ranked higher than Hill, but sometimes I change my mind. You know what? I still might have a chance at Pryor later. I'm going to go with Tyreek Hill this time. All right, so that gives me 3 really good wide receivers. So I'm probably not going to draft another wide receiver unless Terrell Pryor is there like 2 rounds from now. And so I've got to go with either a running back or a tight end at this point. I'm probably going to pick up a good running back. Gosh, I don't want any of these guys. Kansas City. So I could take Mark Ingram. He's solid, and he's near the top of the list here. My next guy is Bilal Powell, but he's not even anywhere to be found, so I can afford to wait on him. I'm going to take Mark Ingram. I think he's going to yield the biggest benefit to me right now, and I definitely need another running back. I don't want to get stuck without a decent starting running back, and Mark Ingram falls into that list. So I skipped a lot of people on my list to get him. You see that? Mark Ingram right there. The reason I skipped all these guys is because they're not even on the roster yet, so I've got a good chance of them still being there later. This time Montgomery just went. That's unfortunate. Kelvin Benjamin, Matt Ryan. Oh, Jarvis Landry right before that, too. I'm okay with that. Jarvis Landry's getting himself into a little bit of trouble outside of football. And I don't like... Oh, a couple of these players are going already, too. I just missed them. Joe Mixon, Terrell Pryor... Sammy Watkins, and Russell Wilson. I don't like drafting players that have a hard time keeping themselves out of trouble because a lot of times that yields disciplinary action like game suspensions and stuff, and I don't want to mess with that. I don't want to lose players for time because they, not from injury, but because they can't keep themselves out of trouble. So generally I stay away from those people. Sometimes they can yield results, but especially with a player that's not as good, like Jarvis Landry, I'm willing to sacrifice. Mike Gillislee. All right, so my next pick will probably be Bilal Powell. Let's see, where is that man? Still nowhere to be found on here. What rank is he? Bilal Powell is 79. So I've got a lot of time. I'm waiting on Bilal Powell because of that. I'm really hoping to still be able to pick him up later. Someone else doesn't want him as badly as I do. So right now we're sitting on 2 running backs and 3 wide receivers. That's super solid. These are all really good players too. So I'm perfectly happy so far with my picks. I might even venture into looking at tight ends at this point. Martellus Bennett is who I really, really want. And he's number 84, but he's way undervalued here. I am concerned that other people will pick him up because they know he's undervalued. But I don't know. I really want Martellus Bennett. He would be my my first round pick for a tight end if I had to do one. So I'm drafting them. I'm putting my queue up here so that I can keep track of them. They'll disappear if someone else drafts them. So cross your fingers with me. I want to make sure I can get those 2 players. So, man, some of these players are way overvalued. Look, you got Matt Forte way up there. I don't think he's going to do that well. Bilal Powell is the starter. Oh, look, everyone joined in except for the one guy who couldn't make it. It took them a while. I hope that they're happy with their teams. You always want to be a few minutes early to make sure that your draft client works, that you get all set up and situated. The last thing you want to do is enter late and have a few players you don't care for. That is highly unfortunate when that happens. All right, so my next picks, I've got Bilal Powell, which I'm going to hold on. Martellus Bennett, which I'm going to hold on. And so, again, we're going to – generally, we draft straight up running backs and wide receivers for the first 8 rounds is what I do. And so I've still got – I have 3 wide receivers and 2 running backs. So if I can get a steal on a really good wide receiver or running back, I'm going to take it. I may jump the gun with Martellus Bennett so that no one else gets him. Where's Tate? Oh, I didn't care for him, huh? That's right. Oh, Dak Prescott just went. Good quarterback. Marcus Mariota. And sometimes people draft people that are not even on my list because I don't want that guy. And so I don't even put him anywhere on my list. And those are my favorite players that get drafted because I wasn't going to draft him even if I had all 15 picks. Look at that. They're all going tight end. You know what? I think I'm going to take Bennett. I don't trust it. There's too many people drafting tight ends right now for me to feel comfortable leaving him because he was the next ranked tight end, even though he was in the 80s where you can't see him on the list yet. He was down in here. Since everyone is drafting all tight ends, that's gonna really push people in that direction. And so I wanted to make sure, see, look, there just went another one. I wanted to make sure that I picked up my guy before I lost him. So that was a good pick because Jordan's auto drafting, and he would have picked up Martellus Bennett because his auto drafter was saying get a tight end, and so that was a good decision on my part. I made sure to get the tight end I really wanted. See, some people just don't do their research. I even posted a video about injuries yesterday, and Andrew Luck is out, and he just got picked up right there. A little early for him, I would guess. All right, so we got our tight end. We're solid there. We got 2 really good running backs, 3 really good wide receivers. So, again, save kicker and defense till the very, very end. The only time I'd take a QB is if there was someone absolutely stunning on here, which there's not. Those are all decent quarterbacks, but it's so deep I can wait till the very end. So I'm going to continue picking up wide receivers and running backs based on my list. So next on my list, we've got Stephon Diggs for wide receiver or Bilal Powell. Powell is still down there a ways. All right, I'm going to take... So I have Bilal Powell, and then I have LeGarrette Blount and Frank Gore. I really believe in Blount. Everyone's giving him a hard time. I'm going to draft Blount because he's near the top of the list. People are hating on him right now, but I think he's going to do well. So I'll take Blount, and then hopefully Bilal Powell is still there next round, which is who I'll pick up. So here go a few of the defenses. There go the Broncos. Matt Stafford just went off the list. Tevin Coleman. Man, he is the best non-starting running back in the league by far. That man puts up starting running back numbers, and Devonta Freeman is in front of him. So those 2 are awesome running backs. Not a bad choice at all. I might even pick up Darren McFadden right at the very end. You can see him on my list with asterisks. Because someone just took Bilal Powell. Dang it! I waited 1 round too many. I would have much rather had Powell over Blount. I got a little greedy. I was trying to get them both. Bummer. That is unfortunate. That's all right. That's all right. We still got a really good lineup, and Blount could surprise me and give me a lot better stats than what I'm hoping for, or than what I thought I would get. So there goes Brandon Marshall. So at this point, we're sitting on 3 wide receivers 3 running backs. I still need a quarterback. I'm waiting till the end. I'm not too worried about that. Doug Martin, I think, is a fantastic option if he starts when he comes back from suspension. So I'm going to wait on him just a little bit. Matt Forte really could. He's getting old, but he's so good. He really could surprise us. Do I think about taking Matt Forte? No, I've done my research. I'm not going to go against my chart. All right, so we've got Frank Gore's next on my list for running backs. Dang, there goes Stephon Diggs. That's who I was going to take next. All right, so now we get into the nitty-gritties. Picking up people that have potential but aren't necessarily the greatest. Derek Carr, that's a bummer. I wanted Derek Carr. He just got picked up. I was hoping people wouldn't see him. There goes Adrian Peterson. So Terrence West is still on the list. He's a starting back. Terrence West and Frank Gore. Where are they? Did they get picked up and I missed them? Yeah, oh, Frank Gore did. Terrence West is so far down there. I'm going to add him to my queue because he's got big potential and he's a starter. All right, we got Frank Gore's gone. Amir Abdullah just got picked up. And Zach Ertz, Derrick Henry. I'm not worried about those people. I think Terrence West is a great pick at this point. All right, well, I definitely want 2 more running backs, and I definitely want 2 more wide receivers. So that gives me 1 other position that I can fill. All right, so next on my list, I've got Terrence West. He's so far down there, 120-something. I'm going to wait on him. Doug Martin is next, and he just got taken. Dang. He would have been a good one. All right, so as far as wide receivers, I've got Deshaun Jackson. You know what? I think he's with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now, which could be a huge benefit to him this year. I'm taking Deshaun Jackson right now. I think he's got a lot of potential. There go the Chiefs. Tucker and Gostowski just got taken. There go the Vikings.
Now on the clock.
You know what? At this point, oh no, they are gone. The Texans. I didn't see them get picked up. I was going to say I'll take the Texans because they're still in my tier 1. You know what? Thomas Rawls has huge potential. He did so good last year. He might kill it this year. Quarterbacks, Ben Roethlisberger is still up there. And so is Jameis Winston. I'm going to take Big Ben. I think he's going to do well. He's getting old and he's slow, but he's so accurate and has Antonio Brown, Martavis Bryant, Le'Veon Bell. I think he's going to be a force this year, just like every other year. So I got myself Ben. There goes Decker and Jones. Rawls, the Patriots. Jeremy Hill got picked up. I didn't want anything to do with him. All right. So, Devontae Parker just got picked up. He's not even on my list. Danny Woodhead. I think I'm going to take Forte. Rashard Matthews is really, really good. He plays for the Titans. I don't think I have any Titans yet. Dang, Rashard Matthews just got taken. Jeremy Maclin is still up there. All right, let's see. Jaquez Rogers might be a really good option too, at least for the first 3 weeks. He's the starting back for Tampa Bay while Doug Martin's out. I had forgotten that. And so we've still got some really good players here on the list. So I'm going to hold on him. But Jaquez Rogers might be worth taking a look at. So I'm going to add him to my queue. Both of those guys have great potential. And that would fill me to 5 running backs. So I'm going to stick with these 2 guys. Oh, gosh, but there's Matt Forte still. I think Forte is the better take as of right now. And so I'm going to take Forte because he's so high on the list. Someone else is bound to take him. So if he's available, I'm going to take Forte. And Julian Edelman's out for the season, so we won't touch him. And then we'll work on a couple more wide receivers. I don't ever worry about doubling up on quarterback or tight end or kickers or defenses. There's too many opportunities to there goes Rodgers. Dang. To be successful in those areas off the waivers that I think it's a waste of drafts. And there goes Terrence West. Darn it. All right, so definitely we're taking Matt Forte if he's available. Just going to make sure I'm not missing something on Matt Forte.
Your team is now on the clock.
Let's just do a little research real fast. See if he's injured or anything. Nope, he's all right. I'm taking Forte.
Your team is now on the clock.
Okay, next on my list, I've got Jeremy Macklin, Corey Coleman. Jeremy Macklin, Corey Coleman. So let's see here. I've also got Jonathan Stewart. Sure. He's going to play back up to Christian McCaffrey. But he could be good. So that finishes me off on running backs. I'm just still trying to double check up on Matt Forte. I mean, I've got him, so it doesn't matter. But I figure I should. All right, so we got Hogan, Dalton, Stewart, Macklin's gone. All right, that's a bummer. He was my next pick. But we have Corey Coleman and Mike Wallace, who could do really, really well. Those are my next two picks if I get a shot here at them. There goes Mike Wallace. So at this point, it might be worth taking a good kicker. Matt Prater's good. My favorite. Looks like he's already gone. Atlanta's kicker, Matt Bryant, I believe his name is. But Prater and Gano are both really, really good. And Janikowski's a stellar as well. I'm going to take Janikowski if he's available. And as far as defenses, I'm really liking the New York Giants this year. But I've got my Cardinals on my next pick, so I'll take them if they're available. All right, we're still looking. Chris Boswell. All right, so Corey Coleman. If he's available, I'll take him. Corey Coleman just got taken. Darn it. And Mike Wallace is gone. John Brown is one of the better receivers for the Cardinals.
Your team is now on the clock.
There goes Fleener. I'm going to go with, since I don't really care for any of those choices. Gosh, Latavius Murray could take over here. I already have all of my running backs. I don't need another one. So let's just pick up my kicker. I think he's super solid. Janikowski is super accurate, has a big foot. He can kick really long field goals as well. I feel comfortable having him as my main kicker. And now all we do is we fill the last 2 spots, and then we pick our defense. So I've got John Brown. I think he has big potential. Ted Ginn because of Drew Brees. John Ross is injured but could be big. Curtis Samuel is a rookie. Did Brown get taken? He did. Dang it. All right, so Brown's going to Travis Benjamin. I'm going to go with Ginn. Ginn's solid. Plus, I don't have anyone from New Orleans other than Mark Ingram. And so that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide receivers and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 running backs. And so at this point, I can get a backup quarterback, a backup tight end. Let's see who's available here. Phillip Rivers is still open. Oh, man. And Carson Palmer. Huh. And then what do we got for tight ends? Nothing too exciting. So then I'm going to pull a backup quarterback here because we're kind of out of Jamal Charles has potential if C.J. Anderson can't step up, but I don't believe in him enough to pick him. So I think I'm going to take Carson Palmer or Phillip Rivers. I'm going to take Phillip Rivers as my backup quarterback. Yeah. Take Phillip Rivers as my backup to Big Ben. And we're just about done with this round. Carson Palmer just got taken. So now I got to pick my defense too. Since my defense got taken. So the Cardinals are taken. Eagles are still available. Panthers and the New York Giants. They're all in the same tier for me. They all have a similar ability to score points. The New York Giants have such a good secondary right now. You know, I think I'm going to go with the New York Giants. Plus, I don't have any
Your
Giants
team is
players,
now on the clock.
right? Yeah, I got no Giants players, so I'm going to take the Giants. And darn it, Phillip Rivers was taken. So
Your team is now on the clock.
man, there is nothing left there. So let's take a look here. I got one more pick. Travis Benjamin is good. He's the next on my list. So let's do that. Just double checking points, making sure there's no one I missed. John Ross is injured, but he could be a big deal. Curtis Samuel also. I want to give a rookie a shot. Let's try Curtis Samuel. He's supposed to be really, really good wide receiver, so we'll take him. That rounds out our roster. I think I did really, really good. I am super excited for the current roster I've got for this year, and I'm pretty sure I'm just going to take the whole entire season. So good luck with yours. Hopefully that was informative and beneficial for you. And have a great, great NFL football season. Thanks so much. DJ Football out.